Okay, in this video, we wanted to go through PPC ad strategies for home services. Now, this is going to expand on our recent article that was published on searchengineland.com. We'll link down the article below, but this is part two of the Search Engine Land article expansion for Google Ads for home services. This one's going to be for the longer sales cycles. The other ones we talked about shorter sales cycles. That's typically going to be Google Ads for home services for repair. So that's mostly plumbers, HVAC, things like that, where people Google it and usually hire someone the same day. For the longer sales cycles, what we're going to talk about in this video, we talked about some different options. You're going to have more than one type of campaign. You'll have search campaigns for people searching for remodeling or solar or building a pool or an outdoor kitchen or indoor kitchen remodeling, bathroom remodeling, whatever it is. Sometimes tile, flooring, carpet, gutters, things like that. When you're looking for leads for those types of home services, people typically have a longer sales cycle. They'll talk to multiple vendors. So you're going to have a completely different strategy if you're not a repair. You're a different type of home service, local service. You'll have different bid strategies. You'll have longer sales cycles. It's a completely different strategy overall. So we'll go into a lot more detail that we couldn't cover in this article for long sales cycles for PPC ads for home services. So with the longer sales cycles, you can run a lot of different campaigns, and you should. Search will be one, of course, if they're looking for kitchen remodeling services or pool services, not like cleaning pool services. That could be a longer one. That could be more pool builder or home builder, custom home builder, something like that. Solar could have some of that. They're just searching directly for it. In the article, we talked about two different options for search. There'd be the immediate one, um, something like kitchen remodeling company near me. They're probably looking for a quote. They're going to fill out the form. But the other option would be to put a small percentage of the budget in a separate campaign, just talking about kitchen remodeling ideas, examples of kitchen remodeling for people that, yes, they're looking to get it done soon, but you wouldn't put as much of your budget in it because you don't know if they're ready to get started now, if they're going to be doing it later. And a more advanced option would be to also use broad match keywords for kitchen remodeling ideas or something like that. You could do that as broad match, let automated bidding take over with a target CPA or max conversion set on there for the more advanced users. That way it keeps that in check and you have your daily budget set because it's at the campaign level, but you can see, are there a lot of long-tailed keywords that are going to bring in a lot cheaper cost per click, cheaper leads? You can bring in micro conversions such as downloading something or getting their email, not necessarily booking an appointment. So if you're finding this content useful, go ahead and like and subscribe to get more great content like this. Or if you decided you don't really want to learn how to do this yourself anymore, click on the description link below. We'll run everything for you. We'll even do a free audit, free consultation, so you can see exactly what we would do if we took over management of your account. That way you can focus on running your business rather than learning how to run ads all day. It would be the same thing with display. You could then kind of combine the search and display to where you have different blogs or different websites. The article talks about it in more detail of the specific ones with topics and different websites for people that are currently shopping for some type of remodeling service or things like that. So you can have the banner ad on those websites because people do, yes, they still click on that, and it's important for branding. And this is going to be a multiple touch point campaign. So you can bring display ads in there. Again, we talked about this on the part one video. Some of the display can just be branding. So when someone is ready to do a remodeling service or solar or build a new pool, something like that, they'll already have you in mind, which a display one for that would be placement targeting. You could pick local news websites. So it's kind of like an online billboard. When someone is ready, you're the top name in town for remodeling or flooring or solar or whatever it may be. When they're ready to make the switch, they've already seen your company hundreds and hundreds of times on the local news, something like that. You just manually pick a placement for that. Actually put remarketing in a separate option. Technically, it could be really any one of these. You can have search remarketing. That's another layer. If they've searched and gone to your website, Search with another layer of remarketing. They've already been to your website and they're searching again. That's also called an RLSA, remarketing list for search ads. That's pretty much just search remarketing. Don't show up in search unless they've already been to your website. Didn't get to go in a lot of detail on that on the article, but that can be very valuable. You know they've been to your website and they're searching again. So you can bid much higher. You know that those are more valuable. They're towards the end of the buying cycle. They're ready to, book an appointment or get a quote, something like that. So search remarketing is a great option for longer sales cycles. Display remarketing, which is the banner ads that follow you around everywhere. Also, video remarketing while they're on YouTube, or really any pre-roll. That's the ad that shows before the video starts. This is on news websites again, which is going to be an older demographics, homeowners, people that are more likely to do a more expensive home remodeling type of thing. So the banner ads following them is good, but also make sure the video ads are following them. And you can even do $5 a day. It doesn't have to be a massive amount, and expand that. That's omni-channel remarketing is another word for it. When you go into remarketing campaigns on search, display, video, you could also do it on Facebook and Instagram and all these other places. You have a very powerful remarketing campaign because it is a long sales cycle and people are going to take a while before they hire someone. So you want to make sure you have heavy remarketing as many places as you can. That's probably going to get a lot of your leads. You might not see search or display bringing as much as you want, but keep a sharp eye on remarketing. Do more advanced options. You could even go to a 90-day remarketing list rather than a 30-day, which is the default, or make sure they watched a certain video or they had a certain scroll depth. That's a Google Analytics 4 thing that's built into where they scrolled to at least the bottom of the page, or they viewed multiple pages, or they spent a certain amount of time, maybe at least 5 minutes on the website. That's a different remarketing list. Doing a lot more advanced remarketing can help increase the profitability on that rather than just the default, which is 30-day any website visitor. So also on the article, we talked about video ads specifically and had some other options. A lot of people are hesitant to do ads on YouTube. So there's a whole nother subject as far as overcoming objections and budget and building the videos. But YouTube does have an option to build a little video in there. You can even use a video building tool, or you could hire someone, very affordable, anywhere from $200 to $500, and of course up to $10,000 if you want to do a commercial. Or if you already have a commercial, you can use it as a YouTube ad as well. So there's ways to get around that and use video ads. It can be very powerful. One for lead generation, but two just for branding and the first touch point if someone is considering a large remodeling job or solar or something like that. You have to educate them first. So two other options that are in there. These would be somewhat newer, Demand Gen and Performance Max. These are going to show into multiple areas at the same time, where it goes into their Gmail and search and video ads and banner ads all at once. Two different options to pretty much follow them in all points of the sales cycle. With these two, though, you can have issues with lead quality and traffic quality. That's why we talked more a little bit further down the article about connecting into your CRM, specifically a home services CRM. That's a very good option to connect in there. So there's different ones listed on here. There, Service Titan, House Call Pro, a lot of different options. Connecting it into call tracking metrics or call rail or whatever you use to make sure that the leads that are coming in are high quality, or even Active Campaign, HubSpot. A lot of these will show what somebody did after they filled out a form. So they came back to your website, they watched a video after downloading a sample or doing something else to get their email. They came back to the site again and again and again. So you can watch that entire sales cycle. Are they actually opening the newsletter and reading it? You can see somebody, they read every single one. So if you have a sales team, when they're contacting them, it's like, okay, you've read the last 10 promotional emails we sent you. You're obviously very interested. You've watched the video. You've been to our website 10 times in the last month, so you keep going back. If you see that type of lead, that's something for your salespeople to consider. That's a hot lead. They're very interested. It just takes a while to close them. So good CRM, whichever one you use, can have all that additional data so that you can test out some of the newer ones like Demand Gen and Performance Max. Google sells it as the ultimate, just set it up and you make profit. That's it. That's really not true. It's a lot of effort. They don't always work. They take a lot of tweaking. And honestly, if they're not working, just turn them off. There are a lot of other great options for these longer sales cycles and lead generation for home services. Also, with the bidding strategy, didn't have time to dig into a lot of different types of leads. You can add a lead value. So if someone did, maybe they just downloaded something, gave you an email or something very basic like that, but it's not a demo, you can put a lower, maybe $10, something like that for the conversion value in there, and then plug that into your automated bidding rather than just max conversions or target CPA or something like that. Same thing with the call links or with the home services CRMs or other CRMs. They have options to where if a deal did close, we have an example here from call tracking metrics. You can mark it in here manually, or there's APIs that do it. You could put the dollar amount. So eventually you'll have a dollar amount per campaign per, let's go back up here, for maybe you had video ads or display ads. Are they really doing anything? It's like, well, yes, they produced 100 different leads and 50 of them were appointments and 5 of them were book jobs. And the book jobs, the remodeling jobs, that was $300,000. So then you have a dollar amount attached to, okay, how much did we spend on video ads? Maybe it was 10,000. How much did we make? 300,000 in revenue. And then you just work backwards to your actual profits and so on. But having the CRM data, again, you can't do this in a small amount of time. You have to have enough data for everything to come in and the multiple touch points. But eventually you can have a dollar amount attached to say, okay, crazy idea, you want to do video ads, or you're doing Performance Max or some display ads, or even social media, which we didn't get to cover in this article. It'd make it too long. But you can attach a dollar amount and get profit, and you get ROI per channel, which I would recommend at least quarterly. You might have to wait 6 months or even 12 months depending on your sales cycle. But most of the time for remodeling or something like that, you can usually look at quarterly or 6 months data once you say, okay, we spent this amount on video ads or this amount on this search campaign. How much money did we make back? Or you can look for issues in your sales cycle if you had a lot of leads, you had a lot of appointments, but none of them closed. Kind of what's wrong with your appointment, what's wrong with the demo, what's wrong with the in-person consultations. You can find where there's a gap in the sales process, or if there's an issue with the ads themselves, they're not producing leads. That's the first touch point, or what's happening with the leads once they come in. And that's also jumping this part where you can see, okay, bathroom remodeling ideas, or average savings of energy efficient windows. Kind of these aren't window service near me or window company or bathroom remodeling in Houston. These are just more top of the funnel things. You can attach a dollar amount, check your CRM. Was this actually worth the money to bid on these type of things? We also mentioned, of course, if you're doing that, you have to connect the ad copy to it. Looking for new bathroom design ideas, browse the gallery. This will, of course, go to the gallery and make sure you actually have a gallery. You have before and after. You can take high quality video. You can have customer testimonials in there, a longer video. Video services will do that. Maybe it's a 5-minute video. You do get a former customer to go in there and share their experience and how everything worked. That'd be a completely different campaign in there, which again, attached to CRM, you can see if it was actually worth it. Having ads go to the gallery for people that are just browsing ideas and different things like that. At the end of the article, we mentioned the home service for home services leads, the LSAs, local Google local services ads, and Microsoft ads has pretty much the same thing. These don't always work for the longer sales cycles because the format, it's just you contact, it just has a phone number. You can't browse a gallery. It doesn't go to your website. Those are typically for the repair ones. So would not recommend the local services ads, or Google guaranteed as another thing people call them. Usually not the best because people don't just click and call immediately for bathroom remodeling or solar or something like that. They want to browse your site. They're going to click around. Also, you wouldn't always do a landing page. You might just do a page on your website so people can click around. They'll learn about the about us, testimonials, browse through a lot of different pages. So you wouldn't necessarily do a landing page or a squeeze page on that as another name for it, which a lot of people default to that, but it's much more advanced, and a better PPC ad agency for home services would know how to separate that and how to evaluate it, not just go the beginner route and always do a landing page no matter what. For longer sales cycles, you may not want a landing page. People can see that it's just a one page. There's no navigation, there's no footer, there's nothing to click on, no about us, no address. It looks a little strange for something that expensive that they can't click around your entire site. So don't default to just a one page landing page. That's not necessarily the best route for kitchen remodeling or something like that. They're spending a lot of money. They're likely going to also Google your company, look for reviews. So make sure you have plenty of reviews on Google, Yelp, all the other, Nextdoor, and anything you can possibly get a review on, and pictures and videos. Just max out those profiles and make sure when people Google you, they actually find something and it's very good. That's going to matter much, much more with longer sales cycles. Some of the shorter sales cycles, you can get away with not having as many reviews, or you could do a landing page. People, when they need a plumber, they just call a plumber. They might look up reviews, sometimes they don't. If they're doing a much, much bigger job, they will research you quite a bit. Better Business Bureau, make sure all of that, those items are in good standing, or even just look yourself. Just Google your own company name and see what comes up, and make sure to clean that up. That is outside of ads, but that's critical to ad performance, because people are going to click on the ad and then go Google your company to see if they want to move forward with you or not. Didn't get to talk about the reviews as much. Again, this is a deep dive for the article. We'll post a link down below, but for home services, lead generation for longer sales cycles, again, that's outside of ads, but you want to make sure you have your reviews covered. You have plenty of options. If you're not sure, just Google your own company name and see what comes up. You want to make sure you take care of that, in addition to all the other things of running more advanced campaigns with multiple touch point. Don't just do search campaigns. Take advantage of all the other options, because you're going to need it when you're going head to head with everyone else that does the exact same thing as you. The more options, the better. The more touch points, the better. If you can get ahead of them with display or video before they even search, you'll have a much better performing search campaign. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below, or if you want a free consultation or account audit for your current PPC ads, click on the link below. We'd be happy to help you out.